So the start of a new Premier League season is upon us, and of course, because the Football Manager gods don't like us, they're putting us against Manchester City away from home in the first game. It's a good job we won the Premier League last season, otherwise I might be a little bit more annoyed than I actually am. Hello there, how you doing? Welcome to part number 11 of the fourth club here in the MyCareer save on Football Manager. My name is Stu. Thank you for joining me in today's video where, as mentioned, it's going to be Manchester City to begin with at the Etihad, but then we've got what should be an easier game against Norwich at home at the Emirates. So hopefully we can get at least one win in today's video. But if you're excited to see how we get on in both of those games, then just leave a like on the video for me to show you enjoy, and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the nonsense that comes out of this face right here. Nothing has much happened. We've gone from the Community Shield final, which by the way we won, to this game. Obviously that game was against Tottenham. You can see there with the only goal of the game being Bukayo Saka. That was our pre-season, by the way. Very, very good pre-season. Oh, it was so good I nearly choked then. I don't know what that was. No, it was a good pre-season. And beat some half-decent teams though. Beat Anderlecht, beat Bruges, beat Monaco, beat Benfica. We did a lot of rotating in those games as well to make sure that all of the squad, or as much of the squad as possible, is as fit as it possibly can. And that is going to be the starting 11 for today. You can see almost everyone has got a good level of fitness. Now, Iglesias I'm going to have to take out because I totally forgot to rest him. He's currently playing for the under-21, so that was a big mistake on my part. It's not letting me do it. Why is it not letting me do it? I don't understand why it's not letting me do it. That's a little bit weird. Let me just try that again. Waneri out. Let's bring in. Why is it not letting me do that? Huh? I don't understand. I'm really confused. Bear with me 1 second. Okay, so let me do it on this screen. I don't know what the issue was there, but it was not letting me put our man basically over on the bench, putting Waneri there. And the reason why I'm doing that is because the Glazers play for the under-21s. We have had a couple of issues. Issue number one, I forgot that Gavi got obviously a red card towards the end of the season. He is suspended for this game, so we will not be seeing him play today, possibly even in the next video, the next game in this video as well. And also Duro picked up a knock as well. He's going to be out for 3 weeks, so we are going to start Voloshin in his proper debut. He has been playing in pre-season as well, but the first time he'll be appearing on a competitive level for us. Villalba has also had an injury as well. I probably actually should remove him. I know exactly who I'd like to remove him for as well, actually. Let's pop on. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Oh, do you know what? I'm looking on there. He's already on the screen, actually. The one I'm looking for is that man, Luis Diaz. He has actually been a pretty decent player when we've called upon him. Let's just shift these guys around just to make a bit more sense. There we go. So this is, with all of that being said, going to be the team for the first game of the season against Manchester City. It is going to be Voloshin in goal, Kadioglu, Armstrong, Satala, and Bagari in defence, Shokwist and Marcotta in the middle, with Saka, Darvic and Tell supporting Pitchford up front. The Manchester City team is a very familiar looking Manchester City team. It's still got Haaland, it's still got Foden, it's still got Vardiol, it's still got Rodri at 36, and then it's got a smattering of other players around there who have been at this club for quite some time in this save, actually. Arenas has been there for a while, Tchouameni has been, Angelo and Savio have been the kind of preferred wingers of choice. Bayetic, of course, we had at Wolves, who they signed. Patenya joined them last season. They've got Pedri there as well. They've got a heck of a team, including Aaron Ramsdale, former Arsenal player, who's also I think may have gone to Paris Saint-Germain in this save. I might be getting that wrong now, but he went abroad because I tried to sign him for Wolves and he wanted too much money. Right, well, no time like the present. Let's get into the game and see what happens. Manchester City did not have a particularly fantastic season last year, but they are still, with that squad, a deadly team. So I'm not taking anything for granted here. I'm not necessarily expecting us to pick up a win in this one. I would take a draw, but I know that our team is good enough to beat any other team on our day. It's just a question of whether we'll be on our day or not. So fingers crossed, obviously. And we are obviously with a couple of issues with the squad in terms of injury and suspension, like wow, okay, well, I'll just shut my mouth, shall I? I'm putting ourselves down and then we go and do that. I was going to say injuries and suspensions like those to Gavi and other players that have been injured and all that kind of stuff are going to be what affects us this season. The suspension to Gavi is a big one. The injury to also Duro is going to be another one, but we've just gone ahead and Tell, second top goal scorer last season, has just picked up where we left off and he's just got to put it in the back of the net inside the second minute. More of that will do. I'm quite happy for us to continue doing that. Sure, Right, Rigeri to Tell, back to Rigeri, into Shockwist, back to Rigeri, looking for Tell, flicks it on, looking for Pitchford, can't quite get there. Tell does keep it in play though, goes all the way back to Marcotta, looking for Darvic, can't quite find it there. We did see a little bit of Shockwist getting involved there as well, which was nice. Didn't really get to do much, but just seeing him on the ball in an Arsenal shirt brings me personal joy, as I'm the person who originally signed into the Premier League. I'm not overly happy with the fact that we've just conceded a goal though. It is 1-1. We're at Manchester City Stadium against a very, very good, capable and talented Manchester City side. Again, not expecting us to walk this game. I'm expecting it to be a bit of a challenge, and a challenge it certainly appeared to be there. Savio with the cross. It's winger to winger. It is what it is. It's 1-1. We're at their place. You're going to expect that they're going to have some opportunities. It's fine, though. Injury to Methis Tout. Literally, first day of the season. Fine. Okay. Guy who scored our goal. Sure. Why not? Right, Martinelli's on. It's why I'm glad. My instinct when I first joined Arsenal was to move someone on out of the strikers and the forwards. Martinelli was going to be that person. I'm really glad that I chose not to do that, because he has been an instrumental player who can just fit into anywhere in that front three. I could even play him as an attacking midfielder if I wanted to. Speaking of which, Noah Darvic really needs to sort himself out a little bit, because he's not really doing what we need him to. Apologies if you saw my taskbar at the bottom there. I don't know whether you did actually. I can't remember whether I've got it set to picking up this monitor or just picking up the game. I can't remember which one it is. They're kind of passing around us here, and I'm not an overly big fan of the fact that we're not really troubling them too much. I want to see us getting further forward and harassing them and pressing them more, and we don't seem to want to do that, and I don't like the fact that we seem to be letting them off here a little bit. And here comes Erling Haaland, gets it into Angelo. That is, I thought it was going to be 2-1 for a second there. We should be pressing them quite a lot, and we just didn't seem to be wanting to do it there. We are down to press them much more often. Let me just double check that my position instructions, they didn't carry over. This is what really annoys me with Football Manager. And this game has been out long enough. It was out long enough before all the issues with FM25. It was long enough for them to sort things like this. I set all of this up. Why didn't it save? They better have sorted this out in FM26. This is the least of their problems, don't get me wrong, but they better have sorted little stuff like this out, because it's just silly. Like, there's no reason at all for this to be as sloppy as it is when it comes to things like that. There's just no need for it whatsoever. I got probably a little bit more animated than I needed to there, but that just confirms why we've not been pressing them. We're not set to. We should be all over their central defenders, and we're getting nowhere near them. Hopefully now we do get them a little bit, and we can start to put a little bit more pressure on them. As it stands though, they've got a bit of momentum with that goal, and also the injury that we've had to Methis Tout, and we might just be in for a bit of a rough afternoon as a result of that. Right, Darvic, he's hacked down by Rodri there. Is that a red card? Rodri has not. I'm going to be dramatic, say come to our rescue there. Rodri has been sent off, and all of a sudden, it's a man advantage to ourselves. We have an extra man in the midfield. We've got to make it count now. We've got to make that count. We've now got to get 3 points from this game. Now it's a red card. Surely we've got to do that. Darvic has had a really poor game. I'm a little bit concerned with Noah Darvic and his abilities, because I know he's a good player, but he's not showing it at the moment, and we need to see a bit more from him, to be honest. I'm going to have a word with him at half-time. But 1-1 at half-time. We have got an advantage, though. I'm going to say that one because we've had the chances and we've not done much with it. I'm going to tell Daniel Pitchford that he needs to do better. You, though, pointing the finger, that thrash arms, I'm going to have a real go at him. I'm also going to have a go at Saka as well. I'm going to leave him on even though he's gone down and looking a little bit sad. These two have had a word with as well. And then you three here, say that to you to kind of motivate you. We'll tell you to keep going as well. And then we'll say the same to Martinelli too, to keep going. Right, is there anything we want to do tactically? Well, I mean, we've got the man advantage in the middle. Assuming they keep with the same tactic, they're not. They're going to move things around a little bit. So it looks like Pedri's just come on as an attacking midfielder. Okay, fine, sure. And then they're going to basically be playing without a winger, but I'm imagining Angelo is going to switch from side to side. That is what I would imagine that they'll do anyway. Pedri will go in hard on, and we'll just try and disrupt him and make life a little bit difficult for him. Right, second half. Let's see what we can do. Let's fire the boys up. Their winger's not having a good time. I'm going to go down our right side, their left side for a bit until they switch it over, and then we'll counteract it. Let's just see what we can do. Right, free kick to Manchester City. I mean, we've managed to bully them off the ball there. Pitchford now. Ball to Martinelli. No. Poor pass, poor take, whatever you want to call it. Angelo gets the ball here. Going to keep possession for a bit. And now here come Manchester City down the side with only one person. We need to not be letting them do that. We've got a man advantage. We need to be utilising it. We really do. But it showed that that left side only had the one person. So let's go down our right side. Let's try and get them if we can. Right, here we go. Kadioglu down that side that we need to be going down. Into Shockwist. Marcotta. Don't dwell on it. Shockwist into Darvic. Darvic, Marcotta. Martinelli. Pitchford. Kadioglu. Lovely passing here. Needs an end product though. Needs an end product. We need to be a bit more direct there, lads. Needs to be more direct. We're passing it around lovely, but if we're not getting the ball in the back of the net, if we're not at least getting it on target, then what's the point? I'm going to berate Darvic because he's had such a poor game. Remember when he was such a good player for us at Wolves and at the start of last season, and then the second half of the season he was just so inconsistent. I'm not really happy with the fact that we've not been able to get a goal off of them when they're down to 10 men. Right, they've switched again. So let's focus down the middle. Right, we've got a highlight coming. Deep free kick. Darvic was looking for Pitchford, couldn't find him. Right. I don't like the fact that we're just letting them run at us here, boys. Can we tackle Angelo, please, and get the ball? Can we get the ball off of them here, lads? We're meant to be pressing them. Right, Satalo does well. Pass to Darvic. Over to Rigeri. We'll make a couple more changes in a minute. Martinelli. Back to Satalo. Marcotta. Shockwist. That's poor. There's no one around to pass to there, which I don't really understand. Right, Shockwist into Saka. Saka now. Running down that right wing, which we're not really meant to be doing before, but it's fine. Anymore, sorry, but it's fine. Right, he has got Shockwist within Kadioglu. Use his Shockwist. Is Shockwist going to go for a worldie? He did. It's a deflected goal. It's going to be an own goal, but Shockwist is the architect, and we might just be scraping by against Manchester City here. We might just be scraping by. Oh, it's been a rough game, but we may have just found a way through. Deflected goal. Darvic helped out there as well. Okay, I feel a bit better now. Feel a bit better. Right, I'm going to do something a little bit weird. For the final few minutes, I'm going to change the formation. I just want to see whether, if we go back to our 4-3-3 that we were using last year, I just want to see how effective it is. Because I know our team will know how to play it, and I know for a fact that Shockwist will do a good job in it. I don't want him doing that, though. I want him doing that. But just, I feel a bit underwhelmed with that first half. And I felt a little bit the same in the game against Spurs as well. So, I mean, we don't necessarily need to be changing things at this point, but I just want to see whether this will make an impact, because I just feel a bit underwhelmed. And I feel like maybe we'd need to release Shockwist to get forward a little bit more. I need to make some. I just thought I need to make substitutions as well, which I haven't done. Right, Rigeri's going to come off for Catanato. Let's give him some minutes as well. George Armstrong, a little bit disappointed with him as well. He's not had a good game. I'm going to take him off because he's apprehensive. We're going to bring on Harto for him and Satalo to see the game out. I'm going to keep Pitchford on even though he's not had a good game. I'm going to do the same with Darvic as well, but Saka's going to come off for... I've just thought this formation won't work for Yavuz, and we've just sent out McRae, so I'll need to have a think about how to deal with that. I'd like to take Saka off. I mean, I could just bring Waneri on there. Let's bring Waneri on because he can do a decent job there. We'll go with that. And we have got one final change should we need it. Let's just see whether that change of formation just looks a little bit more dynamic, maybe. I want to see a bit more from us. Again, to be fair, we're against a good team here today, but we've had a lot of chances and only 2 of them have been on target, which doesn't say much for our attacking prowess, even though we know that that is our biggest strength. But I think we're going to get away with the 3 points here, but I think it is more in part because of that red card to Rodri. So, yeah, I mean, the momentum was much better in the second half, but that was all down to the red card. Words at our best, which for the first game of the season is not really acceptable, to be honest with you. But we'll see how we get on against Norwich, who look like they've won their first game against Everton. We'll see how we get on against them. And hopefully we can get another 3 points. That's the main thing after all. Okay, calm down a little bit. It was a good result to get a win against Manchester City, even if it was a little bit laborious and frustrating in how we got there. But we got there, and that was the main thing. So we now have the task of trying to get a win against Norwich, is the team we're playing today. And this is the 11 that we're going to be going for. I mean, is it someone we're going to make a change? You know what? I'm going to make a change. Hartow's going to start, actually. Let me just make that change. Last minute decision there. But yes, this is the 11 that we're going to be going with. It is Voloshin in goal, Kadioglu, Armstrong, Harto and Catanano in defence, Shockwist and Gavi in the middle, with Saka, Darvic and Martinelli supporting Pitchford up front. Harto is in, Catanano is in as a fullback on attack. As a result of that, I don't like having more than 4 attacking instructions. I have put Darvic to support because actually felt like there's a bit of a gap between these guys at points. What I want is these guys coming in and him coming back a little bit to get the ball, and just to time his kind of ventures forward a little bit better. In fact, I'm going to take him off of all instructions and just let him play his game, because I don't think I put many on him at Wolves when he was at his best. So well, we'll find out whether it works or not, and then we'll have a proper think about whether we keep this formation. It's looked good in pre-season. I don't think it's that. I think we just got unlucky with how good Man City were until their red cards. So let's just see how we do. The one thing I am going to do quickly though is Voloshin. I'm aware that his throwing is a little bit better than his passing, so I'm just going to, in fact he's already on roll it out, so that's okay. Right, in fact, one more change I'm going to make. We're going to go to the fullbacks because they're playing 2 strikers up front, so we're going to do that. We need to give a squad number to a player. That player is Raul Iglesias. I'm thinking give him a squad number. What on earth is that all about? Well, he can have number 20 then in that case. There we go. He is on the bench for us today. And we're still waiting for the return of Owusu Oduro in goal. But, I mean, Voloshin did a decent enough job last time out, so I'm okay to have him starting today. I think if we end up here for a 3rd season, which is not the plan, but if we do end up here for a 3rd season, goalkeeper is the biggest thing we need to change. I don't think Owusu Oduro, he's good enough, but I think we can do better. I think we can do better. By the way, I think Norwich got promoted last season. I believe. I don't recognise them as a team that we played recently. Let me just have a quick double check. History, competitions, domestic leagues. Yeah, promoted last season by finishing 2nd. So we need to be wary of them because they'll still have that promotion bounce. Didn't have a league win bounce, but they'll still be a team that are going to have a bit of confidence about them. And they won their 1st game of the season, so we need to be aware of that as well. They've had chances early on here, which is a little bit of a concern. We need... the momentum-wise, they're all over us, which I don't understand. We need to kind of get that turned around. Possession-wise, we're doing really well, but we're not doing much with it from the looks of things. I don't like this momentum against a team like Norwich. We need to be all over them. We need to be destroying them in the nicest way. I don't mean that to be disparaging to a promoted team, but we shouldn't be letting them have the chances that they are. I'm a little bit worried about that. Right, Shockwist into Pitchford. We have a highlight. Pitchford into Martinelli. Into Darvic. Darvic just couldn't quite get there. Ball flies around a bit. Darvic now with the ball at his feet. Gets it looking for Saka. Can't quite get there. Catanano heads it back down to Darvic. Darvic getting involved early on here. Very unlucky not to get a goal there. That was a nice little play there. But I don't like the fact that we seem to be struggling a little bit here. I don't really like... I'm starting to really regret the signing of Gavi. We were really struggling to find a defensive midfielder who was more of a ball winner, who was more of a Declan Rice rather than a creative playmaker, because I knew I wanted Shockwist. It's been a real struggle to find someone, and I think we just jumped at Gavi because we knew technically he could play there, and also I'd been chasing him since we were at Wolves. So is there maybe a little bit of regret in me signing him? Maybe. I don't also like the fact that Pitchford's coming quite as deep as he is, but I know that he's a good complete forward. Right, Pitchford now gives the ball away. Not really good, but Martinelli now with possession gets it to Catanano. Coming forward on attack. Back to Martinelli. Chips it forward, looking for Saka. Can't quite find him. Martinelli gets it again into Shockwist. Shockwist. What's he going to do? Going to try and chip it in. Now gets Catanano. Whips it in. Looking for Pitchford. And Daniel Pitchford opens his account. Catanano with an assist as well. That is more like it. Took a little while to get there, but that is more like it. And we lead today by 1-0. New formation, we're settling into it. We played all of last season with a 4-3-3 with a holding midfielder and the 2 central midfielders. It's a change to the way that we play. We've got a new player in there as well. Gavi also never probably really got settled in there. We need to give it a bit of time. The one thing I think I am going to do with Gavi though, I am just going to change him to this because I just don't trust him. I don't trust him. I just feel like he's going to be a liability at some point, and we're just going to get a silly red card, which we really don't need to be doing. Right, Shockwist. Shockwist, I tell you what, he loves to drift over, doesn't he? He loves to drift into Gary's position. I don't necessarily mind him doing that, but I'm worried that he might leave a gap here or there. Right, Armstrong. Waiting for someone to appear for him to pass the ball to. Gets to Kadioglu in the end. Kadioglu. Back to Armstrong. Armstrong. Looking for options. Goes out to Harto. Harto now. Waiting for the right pass to appear. He's got players in front of him. Gets to Martinelli, who's drifted inside. Martinelli back to Catanano. Into Gavi. Gavi to Darvic. Darvic looking a bit better here. Darvic looking to do it all himself here. Went for the shot. Finds a save from the goalkeeper. And it is going to be a corner. Don't mind him shooting like that if he's going to get something from it. And get something he did. Martinelli now. Whipping the corner in. Looking for the header. Pitchford can't find it. Harto is there though. But the header falls into the hands of Sanchez. Definitely have gotten better as the half has gone on. Really shaky start from us, but then we have kicked on and we are looking much more dominant, but we need to do more in the second half. I'm going to say that one. I'm going to tell him he needs to calm down. I mean, it's not really worked, but he's definitely gotten better as the game has gone on. Another poor performance from Bukayo Saka has me really questioning him. Like, don't get me wrong, not in a way that he's going to leave the team or anything like that, but he's better than that and he's not showing it at the moment. Right, we're just going to go into the second half, demand a bit more from the boys, and just see if... It's 2 games in a row we've had injuries. I'm not happy. I'm really not happy about that. Darvic, he's having a good game. Oh, for God's sake. Right, Yavuz is coming on. He's getting his debut. I'm actually going to change him to a supporting attacking midfielder to match what Darvic was doing. I'm so unhappy about that. This game knows how to just get under my skin. It really does with things like injuries. Right. Well, it's a great opportunity for Yavuz. Corner though. My word, Voloshin not really filling me with confidence there. Saka now. Yavuz is going to get on the end of it here actually. And tell you what, he's got a chance here to do something. He's got Saka with him. Ball to Saka. Saka, can he get an assist? Pulls it back to Yavuz. And Miran Yavuz on his debut has gone and scored. It's a goal all of his own making with help from Saka. As annoyed as I am with the injury to Darvic, say hello to Miran Yavuz, a product of the Arsenal Youth Academy. I think he was in the youth team when I got here, so I'm assuming he's a product of the Arsenal Youth Academy. Maybe I should have checked that before making such a bold statement. But I'll tell you what a counter-attacking goal that is. Should we be having to counter-attack against Norwich is another question, but what a counter-attacking goal that is. Let's just have a quick double check. Yavuz. Yeah, Arsenal Youth Product Academy. That's not the order those words go in that sentence, but you know what I mean. Product of the Arsenal Academy. I'm a little bit concerned with how much, again, ball that Norwich are having, but I think with 2 goals, I think we're probably going to seal the game as we go here. Saka now. Going to really help him getting that assist. Gets it into Kadioglu. Kadioglu waiting for the pass into Shockwist. And Michael Shockwist on his first home appearance in competitive football for Arsenal gets his first goal as well. And you know I love my boy. Oh, I love my boy. I'm so happy he's scored that goal. I'm annoyed that my other boy has gone off injured, but he's the real boy. He's the gem that we found, that we took the risk on because he didn't want to play outside of his country. He was going to get homesick. We cured him of his homesickness, and now he is just an absolute baller. And it is now 3-0, and I feel much, much better about this game. Right, Gary's playing reasonably well as well as the defensive midfielder. Martinelli, I thought was going to get the ball there, but he hasn't. Right, Harto now. Looking to get something going. Gavi into Shockwist. Shockwist. What a ball that is to Saka. And he just puts it back to Pitchford. Pitchford gets another goal. I tell you what, we're cooking now. We had to get past that first half. A little bit shaky from us. This is more like it. This is what I want to see. Harto just waiting for the right moment. Gavi into Shockwist. What a ball that is. What a ball that is. And Saka, intelligent play, doesn't go for the goal like some players would, squares it over to Pitchford, and that is Pitchford's second goal, and that makes me happy that he's got a couple as well. And we lead by 4-0. Pretty comfortable up at this point. Right, just having a look at some changes. I'm not going to move Gavi actually. He's done really well. I'm actually going to bring on Tokic and get him some football. That feels like a wise thing to do. I'm going to bring on Paniagua. Shockwist has been a delight in the game, but let's give Paniagua some football as well. And we probably should bring on Iglesias as well. I'm going to do that for Saka because we are training Iglesias to play there as an inside forward. So let's get him doing that as well. And then I've got one more change to make. But that'll be enough for now. 4-0 up, we might as well make those changes. It's pretty much the entire right side attack that's been changed. But I'm okay with that. Right. Can we get another goal with these lads coming on? I'd quite like to see Iglesias get a goal, actually. But decent performances from all of them would do me. I'd consider that to be a success. Right, final 10 minutes. I'm looking at fitness now more than anything, to be honest. Gavi did have a slight knock before this game, so I am going to take him off for Marcotta. I'll leave Marcotta as a defensive midfielder, actually. I'm quite happy with him to play as that. And let's just see whether we can... If we can get another goal. If we can't, I'm more than happy with the way that we've turned things on in this second half. More than happy with it. But I'd quite like another goal. We've got enough added time to do that. We've let them have some chances in this half as well, by the way. But we've dominated the game more or less. Right, highlights. Actually, a highlight to Norwich. Can we get them with another counter-attack? That'd be lovely. Right, Catanano. I can't quite get it there. Balde now going to try and get it into the box. Does so. Voloshin just smothers it beautifully. Straight away, just rolls out to Harto, though. And now we're probably looking to begin again here. A bit slow, though, because the players weren't kind of running out. Catanano with the ball. Fall back on attack. Looks to have done a good job today. 7.5 rating is not bad for your first home game. Not bad at all. Right, Iglesias. Pass to Pitchford. Is Pitchford going to get a hat-trick? No. Got all excited there and everything. Right, can we press them into giving the ball away again? Big ball over. Tokic is going to pick that up. Right, let's see if we can go again. Paniagua into Marcotta. Marcotta out to Catanano. Into Martinelli. Yavuz. Yavuz to Catanano. Catanano whipping it in. Looking for Iglesias here. He's not going to get there, but Yavuz is there. It's another goal from Moran Yavuz. I tell you what, he's come on. He's been on loan last season. His finishing is atrocious, by the way. It's under 10, I'm sure. And he's come on as a substitute for Noah Darvic, who's injured. And he's gone and had this game. Catanano floats it in. Can't quite get the header under control. But there is Miran Yavuz. And Yavuz makes it 5. 2 goals from him on his Arsenal debut. Well, you can't ask for more than that. I'm delighted with that. Bit concerned in that first half. Delighted with the second half. That is much more like it. What a performance from the boys. What a performance indeed. Even Noah Darvic, who went off injured, still had a really good performance. I'm very happy with that indeed. Very, very happy. Sorry, just checking how long the video was out of curiosity, and it's longer than I wanted it to be, but it is what it is. Right, well, that's going to do for today. Really happy with that as performance. Now, we don't necessarily want to focus too much. 3 to 4 weeks. Are you having a giraffe? Right, well, that's it. He's out. We'll just forget about him for a month then. But Iglesias made a debut. Looked pretty decent. We've got the place to cover it. We've still got a bit of money as well. So if you want to buy someone, we can do. We've been linked with this guy, actually. And while I'm not necessarily looking at another central defender, good positioning, tackling's all right. He's 23. He's got room to grow. He's got potential to grow as well. And he's probably available slightly on the cheap as a result of the fact that he is from a relegated team. So, and he enjoys big matches and he's relatively consistent. So I might consider looking at him and maybe put in Laskowski on loan, because we're not really going to use a 2-star player other than our right back, and this would just give us a bit more flexibility. Anyway, that's a complete other thing. Just confirm Premier League table after the first 2 games looks like this. We are 2 from 2. We have a goal difference of 6. We've conceded the 1 goal. We are looking very good indeed, and we have the top goal scorers in the league in Pitchford and Yavuz as well as 2 of the best players in Catanano and Saka. Saka also on the assist chart as well. We haven't had a clean sheet yet, but we'll get there. And just to confirm as well, season preview has us as finishing top, with Manchester City finishing 2nd rather than Spurs, who are predicted to finish 4th. It's going to be very interesting to see how that actually ends up working as far as the season goes. Now, we are focusing on the Champions League this season. We haven't had the Champions League drawn just yet, but you know the drill by now. It'll be around this period here that we'll come back. It will be focusing on the Champions League more than anything, and then we'll just tie in a good Champions League game with one of the games around there, and we'll see how we get on. Again, the aim for this season: win the big one, win the Champions League, and see whether we can get underway with a good start in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. If you've enjoyed today's video, do not forget to leave a big like on there for me, and do not forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the future content going forward. I've been Stu, you guys have been awesome, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.